Hi everybody, it's Ann Patchett and Sparky Van Devender. Hi Sparky. Hi, at Parnassus Books. Do you remember last week I told you about a book by Mary Rogers and Jesse Green that had just come out called Shy, a memoir of Richard Rogers' daughter. That's kind of hard to say. And I said, oh, I really wanted to read it because it had a front page review in the New York Times. Well, friends, I did read it. That's where my bookmark is. I've got about 50 pages left to go. And I absolutely loved it. But it gives me a good opportunity to explain something about the book business, which is books just vanish. I'm expecting that the people who published this book didn't think it was going to get a rave front page review in the New York Times, the result of which is you can't get it anywhere. So it's back ordered everywhere. It's a supply chain issue. And what that means is you do really want to read this book because it is hysterically funny and riveting, and I loved every page, but you're just not going to get it right away. So you can order it online, and when it comes in, we will contact you. Just order it and forget it. You're not going to get it faster anyplace else. And it's not one of those things like, say, a book about climate change that you need to read right now. It's still going to be a book about musical theater in the 50s when you finally get your copy. And another book that's like that is anything by Salman Rushdie, completely out of stock everywhere. It would be so great to be able to send Salman Rushdie a get well card, a we love you and we're thinking about you card, but short of that, why don't you order one of his books? I would recommend Joseph Anton, which is his memoir about living through a fatwa against him. Now, of course, we know he was stabbed at Chautauqua, but he's doing better. So you might want to order a copy of Joseph Anton. You're not going to get it soon, but you're going to get it eventually. You also might want to order this gorgeous book about opera, famous opera singers, opera houses, opera composers, lovely pictures of opera. We got one copy of it, but if you're interested in opera, you could order it and we'll get you one. All right, that's my lecture about how to order books, and I will also say this is what I want to read now, Amy and Land by Sadie Jones, because I've read several of Sadie Jones's books. The Uninvited Guest was my favorite, and I'm looking forward to this. And now Kat is going to tell us about a cookbook.
All right, we have a brand new cookbook out today. I Am From Here by Vishwesh Bhatt. It is a Southern cookbook inspired by his Indian heritage, and I made this recipe last week, Gujarati style charred eggplant. Doesn't that look awesome? And it was absolutely delicious. I will say, this is not a cookbook for those who are brand new to cooking. I had to buy a mortar and pestle to do this and make a special trip to our local Indian grocery store, which was absolutely fantastic. I bought a lot of freezer items that I was excited to try out after being tired from cooking a new recipe. But it is a really fantastic way to kind of delve into the ways in which Southern American food and Indian food intersect, which is a lot. Eggplant and okra being two of the ingredients that are featured heavily in both. So pick up I Am From Here today.
Hi all, I have one of everything for you today. Up first, for our literary fiction fans, we have a new Julian Barnes out today, Elizabeth Finch. If you loved Sense of an Ending or some of his other literary works, check this one out. If you're a fan of linked short story collections, we have Stories from the Tenants downstairs by Siddiq Fafana. This is a debut collection set in a housing project in Harlem. It follows a bunch of different voices. It's a really exciting new voice in the literary landscape, so check that out. For my poetry lovers, out in paperback today, we have Such Color by Tracy K. Smith. I adore Tracy K. Smith. She is one of my all-time favorite poets. This is new and selected poems from her, so grab this one. And for nonfiction, we have a new Beth Macy out today. Maybe you've been watching the Hulu show Dopesick. Beth Macy is the author of Dopesick. This is Raising Lazarus, which picks up where Dopesick ends, covering the opioid crisis in America and also offering some solutions. And up next, we have Elyse talking to us about events.
Hi everyone. we have a wonderful event tomorrow night at 6:30 in the store with Adria Bernardi. She is the winner, I will tell you, of the Catherine Doctorow Innovative Fiction Prize. And this is her new book, Benefit Street. And it is a close circle of friends in an unnamed country, and it has their women friends, and there's a backdrop of war, and it's just flat out beautifully written. So maybe you are not familiar with Adria and you would like to be, and maybe you should be. So come, get online, register, get your seat, and come and join us tomorrow at 6:30. Now, I just want to give you a list, and I actually wrote some names down because last week I forgot half of them. There are so many events coming up. Lindsay mentioned Julian Barnes. We're going to have a virtual event with Julian Barnes. There is David Marinus in conversation with his son Andrew. And then Andrew Marinus will have his own event. And then Major Jackson, Nicholas Sparks, Rodney Crowell, Maggie O'Farrell, Margot Price, Barbara Kingsolver. I could stay here all day and tell you about all the amazing events that are coming up. But instead of doing that, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and look online and also sign up for our e-newsletter. That way, you'll know ahead of time. You can get either a ticket or your seat. A lot of these are free. Some of them are ticketed, and you know that when it's ticketed, it's always with the book. So you're always getting something really great for your money, no matter what. And now I will turn it over to Rayanne.
Thanks, Elyse. Hi, everybody. I want to show you some new YA books out today. This is Lark by Astor. Every 100 years, the island of Lark appears to host a deadly game. We have some signed copies of this book about deception and romance. Also by Ryan LaSala, The Honeys. This is about a boy who's trying to solve his sister's murder, so he goes to an exclusive summer retreat. The Feeling of Falling in Love by Mason Deaver. This is about a boy who has to find a new date to his brother's wedding soon after a breakup. This author will be at the Southern Festival of Books. For graphic novel readers, we have a new one by Faith Erin Hicks, Ride On, for all of you horse-loving fans. This is about a girl who has to go to a new stable and make friends. And in middle grade, Tumble by Celia C. Perez. This is about a girl who meets her biological father and his family for the first time and learns about the luchadores culture. A couple of picture books to show you today. House Finds a Home by Katie S. Duffield and Jen Carassi. I think this is great for anyone who's moving or changing in life. This is about a house and the memories that it holds and how it changes through the generations, both inside and out. A new picture book biography out today, Covered in Color, Christo and Jean-Claude's Fabrics of Freedom. This is a beautiful picture book by Alyssa Boxer, illustrated by Nashville illustrator Susanna Chapman. Susanna's coming in later this week to sign copies, and if you pre-ordered, you're going to get a beautiful print that she made, especially for the pre-order campaign. Thanks for listening, and thanks for shopping at Parnassus.